Jai Hind everyone, good evening. Thank you for joining. Zainaman, please check the waiting room once and admit the FYs.
And Seema Miss is waiting student.
Please keep an eye on the waiting room.
Yes, sir, we'll take them in.
We will begin in a moment shortly. Thank you for joining us today. Good evening to everyone present here.
Recording in progress.
Good evening, everyone. Once again, thank you for joining us today. We shall begin the event shortly. Ibrahim, please take it away. Thank you.
Very pleasant evening to one and all present over here. I, Ibrahim Sadriwala, on behalf of the NSS unit of Royal College, heartily welcome our respected founder, sir, Professor A.E. Lakrawala, Trustee Rukaya ma'am, Managing Trustee Zainab ma'am, Managing Trustee Malika ma'am, Dean of the College Kamla ma'am, Principal of the College Dr. Vikas Vaidya sir, Vice Principal of Junior College Afroz ma'am, Trustee Akila ma'am, our program officers, our senior leaders, and our volunteers. Now, without further ado, let's start with our orientation program of 2021-2022. Sudhanshu, over to you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Ibrahim. Well, now this is the NSS unit welcoming you all here. Can you please take it to the next slide? As you said, this is the NSS orientation for the batch of 2020 and 2021. Respected program officers are Dr. Seeman Arkhede, Dr. Mustaqim Mohammed, Dr. Viva Bhagat, and Professor Abdul Qayyum Chaudhary. Welcome to all our POs. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence, for taking times out of your busy schedules and being here for all of us. Now, when it comes to NSS, the very first thing that stands out is the logo of NSS, the symbol or the badge of NSS, and the tagline we have, "Not me but you." Now, why is this tagline "Not me but you"? Well, we'll explain that to you in the further slides. But the logo of NSS, it has quite an interesting story. So the logo, the NSS that you see embossed on the badges, if you get. So this is based on the giant Rath wheel of the famous world Sun Konark temple. Now this is also called as the Black Pagoda, and it is situated in Odisha, that is in India. Now as volunteers, we are extremely integral parts of NSS, as NSS is circled around us, and this is also represented in the logo, because the red and the blue color contained in the logo motivate us, the NSS volunteers, to be active and energetic for nation building and social activities. This wheel portrays a cycle of creation, preservation, and release, which in turn signifies the movement in life across time and space. The wheel thus stands for continuity as well as change, and implies the continuous striving of NSS for social change. The red color in the logo, it indicates that the volunteer is full of young blood, that is lively, energetic, and full of high spirit. And this is what many of you have shown us, and this is what we hope to see from quite a few of you as well. Now, like I said, we'll understand the "Not me but you" tagline in for the slide. So can you please go to the next slide? Now, coming to the aims of and objectives of NSS. Now, you all have joined NSS. Some of you had a complete information, had a goal of why you wanted to join NSS. Some of you did not have the exact complete picture, but joined nonetheless because it seemed like something that was interesting and exciting to you. Now, let me make it clear, why does NSS exist? Why we, as a part of NSS, exist? The very first thing is to understand the community in which they work. Now, this is extremely important. The main goal of NSS is to understand the community, and the word community you will see it repeated multiple times across our whole orientation. Why is that? Well, when you do social service, when you work for the society, when you strive for social change, you understand the community that lives around you. And it's not just your residential complex or your neighbors or your friend. The world is quite nuanced. India has lot many layers than the people around you. So when you go for activities like sanitary pad distributions in economically poor or backward areas, you realize how much they miss and how much you have and how much more needs to be done so this community grows with you, right? You must understand yourself in relation to the community. Where do you stand? Where do your people in your community stand? And when I'm talking about community, I'm not talking about a specific region or religion or space. All of India, all the people that you see around you when you go out on your roads, the one in the Audi on the signal and the one who's asking for alms behind the Audi, both of them form a part of your community. And when you work with them, when you work for them, you understand where do you stand, where they stand, and what you must do to uplift them. Because that is one of the end goals of NSS, to help the community. NSS helps you identify the needs and problems of the community and involve them in problem solving. So when we organize these events and these drives and we try to help people, it is only that can only be possible when you first understand the community. And when you do that, again, you help in solving the problems they face. And while doing so, when you do this at a young age, you develop a sense of social and civic responsibility. Now, what does this mean? Social and civic responsibility. This simply means understanding what needs to be done for your society, for the people around you. Again, the word society and community take priority in NSS. You must understand your responsibility. You must, and when at a young age you do these things, you inculcate a behavior, a sense of trying to help people, trying to help others, bettering their lives in whatever way possible. And when you do these things, you gain knowledge, and you must utilize this knowledge to finding practical solutions. All right. Now, we all see the problems. We all have thought about what can be done to solve these problems. Some of these problems are quite large scale, like you cannot eradicate, poverty in a day. But when you work towards it, when you try to understand the ground situation, you actually realize what do they need at the very core level. Very basics, things like educations and even things like stationery. These small things can also help those people uplift themselves into their families and the people around them. You just help one person, and that one person has the power to help everyone around them, but you must empower that one person. This is the practical solutions we need to find and apply on an individual level, on a community level, as you work with an organization like NSS. Now, doing this, you are doing this with people around you. We are, of course, a batch of 200 volunteers that form the NSS unit. Now, you work with a group, you work with people around you, you have your co-volunteers, you have your leaders, your senior leaders, your POs, and it can be tough at times. I can attest to that completely. It can be tough to work in a group, share your responsibilities, take responsibilities, but here you have no option but to learn, and you will learn. Trust me on that. You learn, you understand, you grow, and again, the end goal is you must understand how to work in a group. You gain skills in mobilizing community participation. You acquire leadership qualities and democratic attitude. Again, even as a volunteer, doesn't necessarily mean you have to be a leader. Even as a volunteer, when you're taking your group out and when you're working, doing things with them, you understand what needs to be done, how you must take charge as a person of the people around you. In some cases, some people might lag behind. It is your responsibility to pick them up and help them ahead with you. To develop capacity and meet emergencies and natural disasters. Now, this is important. This is something that you specifically learn in places like your camp and through your talks that we conduct. Now, the part of camp that will be covered later on. But we have these talks, experts in their field. Like last year, I quite vividly remember we had a talk on marshlands. how to save marsh. People didn't even know what exactly is a marshland. I'm sure not many of you do too. If you know what is a marshland, can you give me a concise explanation in the chat box? Let's see how knowledgeable our volunteers are at the moment. If anyone has even a slightest understanding of what a marshland is, please put it up in the chat box. I would love to see that. So we understood what exactly were marshlands, what was going around them, what problems were they facing, how they were going extinct, and the steps that we could take to save them. Now, saving marshlands might not feel like an imminent disaster, not like something that is happening overnight, but over time, it will have a huge effect. You see these rains in December, right? This is not natural. This is a calamity. Climate change is a calamity. So it is very good when experts of the industry, of their fields, who've been working their whole lives for this, they take time out of their day and come and talk to you. Now, for this, I will request you always, always pay attention and show your respect to whenever someone comes out here to give a talk, because they know a lot and they're ready to give that information to you. That is the most important thing. Not everyone is ready to do that. So whenever we will conduct these talks throughout your year, please be present and pay extra attention to them, because what they say is extremely important. And the last is to practice national integration and social harmony. All right. We have answers from Kashish, we have answers from Ayman. Okay, acres of meadows. All right. And another thing we got was mangroves. In a way, yes, mangroves, marshlands. So low lying wetlands, very good. They prevent strong roots and can prevent floods. Falak from FICS, Shruti Jain from FIBCom, Krish Meghani, Sheikh Manada, thank you very much. Yes, you all have sounded up pretty well. So marshlands, staying a bit off topic, marshlands are strong low-lying wetlands. They आप दूर से देखेंगे आप कहेंगे ये तो कीचड़ है, और उसमें छोटे छोटे पेड़ होते हैं, पूरा कवर करके रखते हैं. Now those are extremely important because they prevent floods and they provide life to flora and fauna that is bundling within that space. All right, next slide please. And like I said, the aims and objectives of NSS, in the end, they come to you. That's what the last point: development of students' personality through community service. All these things you are doing, in the end, they will develop your personality at the very end. Can we get the next slide, please? Incentives of NSS volunteers. Now, the biggest incentives are, of course, what I have told you. How you develop, how you help your community and your society. But of course, there are certain visible or tangible incentives that you get as well. Now, the very first one, the one that we all know, is a certificate from the university after completing 240 hours in 2 years. Now, understand this: you must complete 120 hours each year. All these activities you do, be it making posters to participating in quizzes, attending live seminars, all of these things, you get certain hours for these that are allocated to you. Now you must complete 120 hours all in your each year. 120 goes to 240 year. And we also get one special camp of 7 days. Now, unfortunately, due to the pandemic, this batch of ours, SY students who are in their second year, students like me and your other leaders, we have not been able to particularly participate in the camp. But luckily for you, things do seem to be opening up. Things do seem to be getting better, and hopefully you will be able to participate in a camp. You learn a lot of things there. We have not experienced them personally, but we have heard a lot from our program officers and from our senior leaders who speak extremely fondly of their experience in NSS camp. So that will be covered later on. Also, preference in public service commission. Now, I know a few of our volunteers are going to appear for the civil service examinations, for UPSC, and I wish them all the very best. I do hope they achieve their dreams. Now, this certificate of your 2 year service with NSS also holds, a certain weight in there. So, like you have the example here, if there are two candidates of the same caliber, same eligibility, everything, the candidate with the NSS certificate will get preference. Now, that is an extremely powerful tool to have at your side. This goes to show how important the lessons you learn in NSS go on to serve you in the future. right? And the last one is the benefit of grace marks. Now there is an ordinance called as Ordinance 229A in the university, and due to which you can get a grace mark of something about 10 marks, if I'm not wrong, when it comes to your results, when it comes to your marks. So that is also an advantage that you get. Can we go to the next slide, please? Now, I have spoken enough, and you all have been kind and patient enough to listen to me go on and on. Now, to continue with this orientation, I would like to hand this over to your second year leader, that is Mr. Faiz Khan. Please, sir, take it ahead. And thank you so much for listening to me, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Sudhanshu. Thank you. Okay, Jai Hind, everyone. I'm Faiz Khan from SYCS. As Sudhanshu sir gave you a brief introduction about what is NSS, what are the objectives of NSS, and why are the volunteers and the teamwork and the unity is all important because of the social selfless service we all are providing. Let's now get a little bit knowledge about the projects and the clubs which we are especially focused on. So the first one is disaster management. Second one is health and hygiene. The next we have waste management, and the last one is Swachh Bharat. May I get next slide, please? Thank you. Okay. So as you all know, what is a disaster? So not getting into that. So basically, a disaster is managed in two phases. One is pre-disaster phase, and the second is post-disaster phase. The pre-disaster phase includes policies, strategies, and measures to prevent disasters or reduce the risk of disasters. So we go to a particular areas, particular societies, and we raise awareness about how they can prevent themselves in case of a disaster. The next I said is post-disaster phase. It includes the response to a disaster, recovery, reconstruction, and rehabilitation. In this post-disaster phase, the damage which is done to the people or to the citizens of the country, it's not only physical damage. It can also be mental damage to themselves. So we provide moral support. We try to understand them with the course of psychology. We try to give them the beneficiary needs, the most utilities like food, water, and whatever the equipments they require. And NSS volunteers organize various activities such as road safety workshops. Last year, we, as due to the current COVID-19 guidelines, we cannot actually go into certain areas and places. So we made a skit. We made an online skit in which we conveyed the message. It was a very beautiful video. I hope you may visit the NSS unit Instagram handle or the YouTube handle. You can eventually see them. These are the pictures of the various activities. This one is of Maha Walkathon. This was a talk which was organized on road safety by the police commissioners and officials. On health and hygiene. NSS organizes various camps to ensure the safety of the society, such as blood donation drives, polio drives, thalassemia, yoga day celebrations, and etc. As you all know, the pandemic, it was a very difficult phase in each of every lives where the things were very difficult to manage, but still NSS has emerged as one such non-profit organization that has been dealing with all this negativity. NSS also even managed to establish e-cells in the particular organization to curb all the misinformation regarding fake medical supplies, hospital beds, fake calls, blood and organ donations. Because as you all know, when a particular information is spread or it is conveyed, there are many things which are misinterpreted, which are wrong, which are false. So in this difficult situation, we, NSS unit of Royal College, we provided authentic information. We checked it by ourselves. We called each and every individuals, and then we provided the information regarding availability of vaccines and ICU beds, oxygen supplies, and etc. And during last month, we also conducted a vaccination camp in the Royal College to raise awareness and aware more and more people to take the vaccination as early as possible. May I get the next slide, please? These are the pictures or the glimpse of the Pulse Polio Drive. This one is of yoga workshop. This is blood donation drive, which was held last year. AIDS awareness activities. Okay, so the third one is waste management. There are various ways and process of treating solid and wet waste and recycling items that don't belong to trash. It is all about how garbage can be used as a valuable resource. So NSS conducts various activities such as anti-plastic drive, where we showcase why plastic should not be used and how it can be replaced by some any other alternative. We convey our message by demonstration of skits and mimettes at various localities, or we used to perform skit on road play to raise awareness about the harmful effects of the plastic, which not only is harming the living beings, but also the coastal life, but also the aquatic life, but also the animals and also the birds. And the agenda we use are the reduce, reuse, recycle, the 3 hours, which we all are aware of. Next slide, please. Please.
Hello, before we proceed, I would like to welcome respected founder, sir, Professor A. Lakadawala. Thank you so much for joining us, sir, and taking time out of extremely busy schedule. And thank you so much, sir. Please go ahead, Faiz.
So the next one is Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. The Abhiyan was launched on the occasion of Mahatma Gandhiji's 145th birth anniversary and aims to clean the filth in India by 2019 as a fitting tribute to the Mahatma Gandhiji on his 150th birth anniversary. Clean India was a dream of Bapu, who advocated cleanliness and sanitation to be an essential part of healthy and peaceful nation. The campaign urged people to spend at least 100 hours every year to make the surroundings clean. So we keep that in mind, and we as an NSS volunteers promotes cleanliness and organizes various surveys, and skits are being performed to convey the message. Awareness are being raised, rallies are being held. Due to the current COVID-19 situation, these things are not practically being performed, but we are trying our best to virtually convey the message by using the Zoom platform or whatever you can say. May I see the pics of the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan? Now coming to the most exciting factor about NSS, that is scams. There are actually various types of scams which comes from directly university. So the most basic camp is a 7 day, or it can be a 10 days camp, which is usually held in a school in Safale, where we go there, where we stay for 7 to 10 days, and we perform or initiate various activities. Guest speakers comes there. We visit various places. We educate the peoples. We educate them, or we teach them how to do various activities, such as in our previous camps which were held which were attended by our seniors. They visited an hospital, and they thought how to use computers to the local nurses. The pictures which you are seeing are one of the sanitary pad distributions which was held last year. We visited rural areas, and we provided sanitary napkins to the needy ones. These are the pictures of Yoga Day celebration. Tree plantation drives in the village was kept, where we planted trees to raise awareness about the ecological system.
Now, folks, as we are going through, the slides and you're looking at pictures and photos, these are all the things that have been done, and you are going to be doing things along similar lines, of course. And like I said at the start of the whole presentation, this is what we aim and this is what we strive for. Acts like these, they go a long way in helping the community and helping yourselves grow as an individual. Can we go to the next slide, please? All right. Now, these are some of the benefits of your camps, and to explain in more detail about camps, Faisal, can you take it ahead, please? We have certain ex leaders who have arrived here
Yes,
who
yes.
are
Actually,
ready
it's
to talk
the
with
right
you.
time to call Ahmed sir.
Yeah. All right. So, Mr. Ahmed Lokhandwala, he is an ex-student of Royal College. He is an ex-volunteer in NSS. We would love it if you'd please come ahead and talk to us a little bit about camp, what happened there, what exactly the whole experience was like, and give an insight to all our volunteers present here. Please welcome Mr. Ahmed Lokhandwala. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Thanks, Sudhanshu. Okay, Jai Hind everyone. Jai Hind, my POs and all the volunteers present over here. Okay, so what happens basically in the camp? The Faiz has already told about many camps. What are the types of camps? Okay, let's talk in Hindi. Okay, आप लोग को समझ में आएगा. बहुत सारे कैंप्स होते हैं एनएसएस पे, बहुत सारे अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिलते हैं कैंप्स में आप लोग को. ओके, टू रिप्रेजेंट योरसेल्फ on national level, okay, on a state level, to represent yourself for the particular college you're belonging from. Okay, you gain many, I say you gain many skills like leadership skills, okay, communication skills. The main skill is communication skills and problem. आप लोग NSS में आए हो, आप लोग को मेन आपका यही है कि आपको प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग करना है. The first thing you are doing is for social service. This all goes. NSS is all about social service. आप लोग आए हो NSS, आप लोगों ने join किया है NSS. NSS is for fun. Plus NSS you have to do social service. In camp, okay, you will enjoy also. Plus you have to work for the beings where we go. In, for example, we go to Safale, okay, where we do social works, social acts for the people residing over there, okay, for their knowledge purpose, their knowledge gaining purpose. We all do such things, okay. The main thing about camp is that we share a bond. In NSS, what we say NSS is a family, okay, not just a unit, okay. NSS is a family. We do work, okay, we do as a teamwork over here. And camp is all about learning new things from your regular lifestyle. You do things which are apart from a lifestyle. The main thing about camp, I have experienced 2 camps. The one is LTP camp and the other is the special camp which is organized by the college. Okay. अब दोनों कैंप में मैं बताऊंगा सिमिलरिटीज. दोनों कैंप में आपको मेन है यही सीखने मिलता है कि आप बॉन्डिंग क्रिएट करते हो. आप जिसके साथ भी जा रहे हो, फ्रेंड्स, टीचर्स, पीओज, डिग्निटरीज भी आते हैं आपको विजिट करने के लिए. आप पहली बार तो आप उनके साथ बॉन्डिंग, आप इतना अच्छा आपका बॉन्ड रहता है उनके साथ. फर्स्ट में आपको नए अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिलते हैं. आपको खुद को पता चलता है कि यार आप एक्टिविटीज आपको हाँ एक्टिविटीज करवाते हैं और एक्टिविटीज में आपको मालूम पड़ता है कि यार वेयर यू स्टैंड आउट, ओके, आप कौन सी चीजें बेस्ट हो. यू गेट द अपॉर्चुनिटीज टू प्रमोट योरसेल्फ इन द कैंप. कैंप में सब वॉलंटियर्स रहते हैं. आप लोग जनरली आप लोग सेल्फ टूवर्ड्स आते हो, नेचर के लिए आते हो वहाँ काम करने के लिए. उसमें ना ही हम किसको एक अपने पर्सनल के लिए नहीं होता, सब NSS की तरफ से होता है वहाँ. The main thing about camp is you go for camp. I recommend everyone please go for the camps. Okay, जितना आप कैंप में एंजॉयमेंट करोगे, जितना आपको नॉलेज कैंप में मिलेगा, आपको नॉर्मल एक्टिविटीज में भी आपको मिलता है, पर जितना आपको नॉलेज कैंप से मिलेगा, okay, जब कैंप करने से मिलेगा, वहाँ पे एक्सपीरियंस, वहाँ पे एक्टिविटीज, वहाँ पे अपॉर्चुनिटीज से मिलेगी, वहाँ पे फ्रेंडशिप, वहाँ पे जो बॉन्ड क्रिएट होता है, वो मैं कहूंगा कि आपको वहाँ नॉर्मली आपको किससे भी जल्दी नहीं मिलेगा. आप उनके साथ टाइम स्पेंड करते हो, ओके, आप मोस्टली आप अपार्ट फ्रॉम योर फैमिली, अपार्ट फ्रॉम योर नॉर्मल रूटीन फ्रेंड्स, आप जिनके साथ रहते हो कैंप के अंदर, ओके, आप नई नई एक्टिविटी सीखते हो. वहाँ बहुत सारे सेशंस क्रिएट होते हैं, सेशंस लेते हैं. वाइल्ड लाइफ के लिए हमें बुलाया जाता है, ओके. स्टार गेजिंग होता है जो बहुत ब्यूटीफुल मोमेंट था स्टार गेजिंग का. तो आपको सेल्फ डेवलपमेंट के लिए बहुत ज्यादा अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिलती है कैंप के अंदर. अपने आप को खुद सोचोगे कि यस, द लिटिल रिसोर्सेज आई कैन डू मच बेटर. From the small resources, I can do much greater things in camp. Okay. Thanks, everyone. On to you, Sudhanshu.
Thank you so much, for giving us that extremely important insight. That is something that we are yet to experience ourselves. But well, to the volunteers present here, again, I wish and pray and hope that you do get to experience all of that. Now we have another special person with us today, of course, another ex-NSS volunteer, Mr. Arslan Meva. If you can please hear us, Arslan sir, can you please unmute and talk a little bit about your experience with NSS? The things you learned, the things you went through, and things you would like to impart to your volunteers and us present over here. So please take it ahead, Arslan sir.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
you're
sir.
audible, sir.
So जैसे अभी अहमद सर ने बात की कि बहुत सारे एक्सपीरियंस होता है आपको कैंप में, बहुत सारी चीज़ें सीखने मिलती है. इन जनरल आपको बहुत सारी चीज़ें सीखने मिलती है, बट एज अ पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से, कैंप के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से हम बात करते हैं तो कैंप एक ऐसा पॉइंट है NSS का जहाँ पे आपका सेल्फ डेवलपमेंट बहुत होता है. आपको न्यू चीज़ें आती है, आपको न्यू अलग अलग रिसोर्सेज मिलते हैं, आपको स्मॉल चीज़ें मिलती है, आपको उससे अच्छी खासी बड़ी बड़ी अपॉर्चुनिटीज क्रिएट करनी पड़ती है. सो ये सब चीजें आपको कैंप में आती है। बट इन जनरल अगर आप एनएसएस की बात करो तो एनएसएस में भी आपको बहुत सारी अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिलती है। जैसे आप स्किट करते हो, आप अपने आप के अंदर कॉन्फिडेंस गेन करते हो, आपको सेल्फ डेवलपमेंट होता है, आपका डिसिप्लिन क्रिएट होता है आपका। सो बहुत सारी चीजें हैं एनएसएस पे। आपके अंदर सबसे मेन इम्पोर्टेंट चीज है जो आपको आउटसाइड कॉलेज भी काम आती है, वो एक लीडरशिप। सो वो एनएसएस में क्रिएट होती है। सो एनएसएस आपको जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटीज में ग्रैब करने के लिए अपॉर्चुनिटीज भी देता है। सो देयर आर वेरियस skills that you can develop in NSS. If I have to share something that what I have learned from NSS is discipline, commitment, and a leadership skill. I have tried my best to gain everything from NSS, and I have gained so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Arslan sir. Thank you again for talking to us and giving insight about your journey with NSS. And these are things that we take from, we learn from, and we hope to implement in our time, our future ahead. All right. Now we are almost at the end of our whole orientation. Now, before we go, the most important chain of NSS in the chain of command, we have your volunteers and the leaders who are not very different from your volunteers. We are all the same. But one important element that always strives to guide us and correct us whenever we make mistakes, help us learn from those mistakes, are our POs, that is, our program officers. Now, they go through a lot, in helping us in making sure our work is up to par. And it would be a shame that if we do not get, a few nuggets of wisdom from them, because they are the ones who have experienced it the most. They have done the most for this whole unit. So first and foremost, from botany department, I would request Dr. Seema Narkhede to please speak a few words, ma'am. We would really love it to hear from you.
Hello everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind. Everyone, the greeting which we go to with is Jai Hind. Okay, Jai Hind ma'am, Jai Hind sir. So I would like to greet all of you as Jai Hind. Okay. Now, NSS, when you joined NSS, what was the idea of joining your NSS? Why were you inspired to join NSS? Can anyone please answer me? The first years, I'm not expecting answers from the second years. Why were you inspired to join NSS? Any one of you? I don't want a bookish answer. Yes, Ayman, please answer.
And I wanted to do a social work.
Okay, good. What about the others? What about others? Why were you inspired to take NSS?
Ma'am, I like to help others as in social work
Okay.
also. Even I do it
Okay.
outside the college also.
Good, very good. Good.
Avesh.
Good, Athira, good. Now, when we joined NSS, you had some idea. Yes, Avesh. Yes, Avesh.
मैम मुझे भी ऐसा था कि मतलब सोशल वर्क करना अच्छा लगता है.
Okay, good. Now, when you joined NSS, you have some ideas. Now, when you join NSS, you will have to bring these ideas into working capacities. That means if you have an idea, you'll have to bring it to the stage where you can help the others. Okay. In NSS, when you join NSS, you are a fresher. You have some ideas, you implement them. Okay. Along with that, when you're implementing that, you study or you get to cultivate team spirit, first of all. Second, your lead qualities get sharpened. Okay. Then, along with those team spirit, discipline, you learn discipline. Okay. We have fun. It is not only discipline, but we are also enjoying doing work. Okay. It's not strictly doing all the work. We also enjoy when we do any quality of work. Okay. Then also we create awareness among the societies, okay, about different social issues. Okay. Now, along with that, you are getting opportunities to attend different camps, be it a leadership camp, be it a skill development camp, be it your regular social camp. Over here, we do activities along with the villagers, along with the adopted area people. We come to know their difficulties. And when you come to know their difficulties, you yourself release it that how fortunate we are to get all the facilities which we are getting now, even if this pandemic. Whatever facilities we are getting, we are very much fortunate than the ones which we go and help them. So it is our responsibility to help them and bring about changes in their lifestyle. Okay. This is one motto of NSS where we motivate the students to take part in the different social activities. Okay. You will, if you analyze yourself after 2 years, you will find out that you have grown at a certain level. You have acquired certain qualities. And this NSS or your college gives you those opportunities to sharpen your skills, which you have it. Everyone has the skills. This is one platform where you sharpen it, and the fears which you have within yourselves, they get deleted, or you overcome those fears. I hope you enjoy and come enjoy your 2 years in NSS. Everyone, welcome to NSS family.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for those words. Please follow whatever ma'am has, said. Please keep in mind whatever she has said. These things will help you out in the times to come. Now, our second PO is Dr. Mustaqim Mohammed. Dr. Mustaqim sir from your chemistry department. I would please request Mustaqim sir to come ahead and talk to your volunteers. Please say a few words, sir.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Good evening, volunteers. Good evening, Jai Hind. So,
Yes, sir.
student, I would like to say that. So, NSS is like not me but you. So, please follow this, not me but you. When you helps others, so it will give you something in your future or in the other way. So, just follow the logo of NSS and the slogan, not me but you. That is the main aim of NSS. Okay, student, and do participate as much as possible and as many as activity possible. Okay, wish you best of luck for your this 2 years of NSS. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, if you notice in these short words, sir has covered the most important aspect of NSS. Not me, but you. Thank you, sir. And on our list next is Dr. Viva Bharat, again from chemistry department. Viva ma'am, we would love it if you would talk to us and say a few words, ma'am. Thank you.
So, welcome all the FI students in the NSS. So, here you are to build a member of a big family, that is NSS, and definitely students, as everyone says,
Please bear with us. I think ma'am is facing certain technical difficulties. She will be back.
lives and
Are we audible,
big
ma'am?
journey, long journey, and an enriching journey that you all are lucky to be part of. So stay positive and develop yourself along with others as a team. You are going to benefit a lot with NSS. So we all welcome you for the 2-year journey in NSS.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And to sum up what ma'am said, remember, this is a family and participate in everything as a group, as a team, and learn things and appreciate them. And last but definitely not the least, Professor Abdul Karim Chaudhary from Physics Department. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, Jai Hind, everyone.
Jai Hind,
So
sir.
I welcome all FYs to the NSS family, and welcome to the family. And you have to remember that we have to learn, and we have to execute everything. Okay, so we have to learn from our seniors, and we are also there to help you out. So we will have fun. We will learn different things. Okay, we will come across a different actual problems which normally people faces. Okay, so all that things we will learn in NSS, because normally when we go for other studies in bookish knowledge, so apart from that you should have something extra. So in this real world, if you go for a sort job or anything else, they don't just take only the degree. You should have something extra. So that something extra will inculcate inside you a good skill, and many things you will be learned from this NSS. So I hope you all will coordinate with your leaders. Okay, you have to obey them. You have to do the task whatever they tell us. Okay, and best of luck for you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Remember the last words he said: obey your leaders, listen to us. And just work with us. There's nothing to obey. Just participate. The thing about NSS is you cannot be forced to work. I'll be very honest with you. It is something that you have to do from your own heart. If it's forced, it's not worth it. The certificate and everything, sure, they are an end result of this whole thing. But the first thing has to be your own spirit to work, man. There's no replacement for that. If that's not there, then you really can't do anything. All right, to all our program officers, thank you so much for being here and for speaking to us, talking to us. It is extremely important to hear and understand what they say and try your best. And all right, now with this, I think we have reached the end of our orientation session. Thank you so much for sticking around with us.
Sudhanshu, may I interrupt?
Yes, ma'am. Of course, ma'am. Please, ma'am, go ahead.
Before we end this, the FI people, I would like all the FIs, each class, I think there is FI BCom, there is FI CS, there is FI BSc people, CS and BAF is also, BAF and BMS is also there. So I would like all the volunteers to give their names for coming up as a junior leader. Okay, I would like the names to be given to the leaders who are present over here. They will give, you will give your name to become a class representative of your class to the leaders who are present over here. Okay, now who will be the main leader, and who this is all whatever we are speaking, the core team. The core team has Sudhanshu, Ikra, Ibrahim, then Isha, Sakshi. All these are the core team members. You can give your name to these people. They will have an interview of all of you who are eligible will be the class leaders, and they can then join the leader group so that we can think about different activities which can be conducted to bring about certain changes in the program, or we can bring about certain good issues which can be inculcated, and we can think about activities over here. So we would like to have some fresh ideas from you all. So I hope I think I'll give you 2 days so that the leaders can also decide for you all. Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. 2 things. First of all, I hope you all listen very carefully to what ma'am said. Provide your names to your particular class leaders if you wish to become a leader for your class, represent your class. So talk to your leaders, give them your names, right? And secondly, there is an attendance link that has been posted in the chat box right now. It's a Google form link. Go ahead quickly and fill that form. And I'm already getting messages for leaders position. Good to see you guys being so proactive. I think Zoya from FIBSC, please give a name to your leader, talk to them, and they will help you out understand the whole process. Again, there is an attendance form link in the chat box. Please fill that as soon as possible before the link expires. And finally, to end this orientation session, I would like to call upon Ms. Alfia. Please go ahead and finish off this whole orientation. Thank you so much for kindly and patiently listening to us. You have been great. Thank you so much.
As this event comes to an end, I, Alfia Sheikh, on behalf of Royal College NSS Unit, would like to thank our respected founder, Sir Professor A.E. Lakrawala, Trustee Rukaya Ma'am, Managing Trustee Zainab Ma'am, Managing Trustee Malika Ma'am, Dean of the College Kamla Ma'am, Principal of the College Dr. Vikas Vedya Sir, Vice Principal of Junior College Afroz Ma'am, Trustee Akila Ma'am, our program officers, beloved teachers, and our dear audience for your presence and for giving us your precious time. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Goodbye. Jai Hind.
Recording stopped.
Kind request to everyone that whoever has filled the form